and welcome to the All Around Attributed RN channel, where I'm passionate about helping victims of all ages and all genders overcome the fear of facing the abuse to become survivors. And I'm just excited because I'm just blessed to be here today, still here in my right mind, and I'm excited to be focused on truth, justice, and the American way. For those of you who don't know me, I am 52 years old, a proud Gen Xer, and the proud mother of 3 adult children, 2 XY chromosomes, and 1 XX. And I'm just super duper excited to be 30 years in the nursing game, representing math and science, which is truth and justice, and the American way. And I'm excited that we are bringing it to everyone's attention, including this government, that we are here to stay, and our voices will be heard, and we will always be focused on truth with math and science. No delusional thinking. Like I've said before, for those of you who've been following me for a good little minute here, we started our journey here under the umbrella of just getting justice for Shanquella Robinson many months ago. We are approaching an anniversary here, a year anniversary. Welcome, y'all. Come on in here. Please hit the like button on your way in here. Please hit the like button on your way in here. We're coming up, approaching an anniversary to this, to something that was so shocking and provocative and on video, captured on video, where we saw this in the live flesh. And who would have imagined that, 8 or 9 months later, so many months later, we are in the same boat. And actually, they're trying to put us in a condition that steps backwards, because people have forgotten. Folks have forgotten what happened. People didn't forget, because they, spent us around. Most of us dizzy, don't even know what's going on. And, now they fed us all these different bologna sandwiches, and we got belly aches. We got problems happening here because we have been trying to digest this crap. So I'm just excited because it hasn't been working over here. Even though they've been trying to douse the fire on this, that in the memory of Shanquilla Robinson, we over here been keeping it hot. We've been keeping it hot, and they've been trying their best to douse the fire. Douse the fire, so this could be out of mind, out of sight, and Shanquilla could become another statistic, just someone waiting, a hashtag that never, manifested anything. So I'm just grateful that, if nothing else, we've been standing here, still doing it, even though it's been rough. It's been some been some rough moments on it. It's been some rough moments, some moments that where you feel like you're tired. You are tired of it. I know that some of y'all have reached out, said how, tired, and this has been draining, and, taking a lot out of folks. And I'm just grateful that, we've been able to kind of, recycle our energy by uplifting one another. And we still here, standing, demanding justice for Shanquella Robinson. Standing, demanding justice for Shanquella Robinson all these months later. All right. Thank y'all so much for coming in here too. And then I'm just grateful too. I see some of these names, that's been from way back in the day. Back in the day, still hanging, still people want the justice, even though like the enemy will try to put it out there like, y'all need to just go on and just let this die out like nothing's going on, and to discourage people from coming together and still, seeking this justice and stuff like that. Just getting us um, weary in well doing, right? So again, let us not be weary in well doing, because something's happening here. Something's happening here, and we making the enemy nervous. We need to keep on it, right? Like in the little MMA, when they get the person down, that's when they jump on them and they just start clobbering them. It's always like, hey, okay, enough, somebody stop the fight. But this is just how it has to be done. I know it looks cruel, but this is what's needed when you are, in it to win it. And that's what we are. So Ernie Williams, that name from way back in the day, is still here, demanding justice for Shanquilla. So yes, and that's what this kind of an impromptu moment here. I looked on the internet today to see if there had been some new news, because it's been a couple of weeks since I've said anything, about Shanquella Robinson. For those of y'all who don't know, Shanquella Robinson was a 25-year-old Black woman from North Carolina who went on a vacay with some acquaintance, and her murder was videotaped, and then there were some issues because it was done in another country, Mexico. So we were learning a lot of things back in the day. Like, a lot of us wasn't aware of all this stuff. At least I know I wasn't, to the extent that Mexico was giving these alibis, these false statements, police reports stating that victims had been passing away from alcohol poison, and it wasn't the case at all. And the good thing is that when this happened to Shanquilla, and they were going to use the same cookie cutter excuse of the alcohol poison, it would have worked just like it had worked in the past when they've done this before, had there not been a video. And not only that, it had not been a video, because we had learned later too, at least I did, when I went to Washington, D.C. on May 19th for a rally that was a handful of people there, seeking justice for Shanquella Robinson. And learned then that the FBI had already seen and knew about this video before we people had saw it. So there were a lot of learning things that was happening, a lot of new stuff that I was becoming aware of, and I didn't like it. I did not like it at all, especially being a middle-aged woman. I wasn't part of any of this stuff. I didn't get involved with it because I didn't feel like it affected me. So, I was all about living my life until in late November, when I saw the video of Shanquella Robinson being brutally beaten, and we see her receiving a deadly injury on the video. That was the first time that something like this has ever happened to me, where I started to speak out, and I haven't stopped. I haven't been able to stop, even though there's been plenty of times when I thought that I had said all I could say, done all I could do, and time to move on. The spirit of God is, it comes, and it's just not the case. So I just go with what the spirit is leading and telling me to do. Tina Marie, hey, Tina Marie said hello, nice to see you. It is nice to see you too. Thank you, Tina Marie, for being a viewer from way back in the day. I appreciate it. And too, I learned a lot too, as far as like seeing how when the enemy really is trying to, wreak havoc, as far as like all the crazy stuff that's happening, and to get people to be quiet and not ashamed of, believing in the word, and all that good stuff. What's up, JP6? JP6 says, what's up, everybody? RN, what's new? Yeah, what's new is absolutely, there's nothing new. Like I said, I looked, y'all. I checked to see what the new news was, and there was no new news. After the FBI delivered their message of, it's not enough evidence for us, we're not going to file any charges, I have yet to see something new. I haven't seen anything new. There's nothing new. Nothing new. Nothing new. Nothing new. So, 80s baby. What's up, 80s baby? 80s baby says, hey, all around the world, natural beauty are in mods and chat. Peace and blessings to everyone. Yeah. And what I'm excited about is that so many people are still like bothered by this, like, just from seeing it. And what I learned, was that we have to continue to talk about, we can't like hide and all that stuff. Like I said, over here, we don't do moments of silence. We do moments of speaking. We speak out the names of victims and the abusers, because, we have really been conditioned here to, keep the secrets of abusers. We keep these secrets and allow these abusers to continue to get away with abuse and stuff, right? Because that's just how it is. And so that's why it's time to do something different. Do something different. And speaking out is what we're doing. What's up? Denethia Jones says, oh, a hand wave, a beautiful pink hand wave up there. And all around natural beauty, justice for Shanquella Robinson. Yep. All right. What's up, Kyrania? All right. Nice to see everybody. See, Tina Marie says, that's what they trying to do. Have us forget that nothing's going to happen. Yep. And two, what I found, I was talking to my hairdresser the other day. Please still call them that. But anyway, she, didn't really remember, needed to see the attack again. And I know that that's probably part of the reason why they tried to make everybody like, oh, you can't play it and all this stuff. So we could start to lose the visuals of it. And in the past, that kind of stuff used to happen because, once the news stopped playing something or stopped broadcasting something, there was no more, visual stuff. And then it's easy to lose the truth because, it's just not being shown or out there anymore. So what I wanted to do today was, because, like I said, I started talking about this back in November the 26th to be precise. And I'm just looking today, as a matter of fact, I kind of went back over, and I want to do that. I'm going to play one of those old videos. And, we had a lot of knowledge and a lot of information there. And then they started to withdraw it and then kind of deter us and lead us down these different rabbit holes. And if we didn't go back to revisit the truth, which, we had a lot of that information in the beginning, it's easy to lose sight of it. And in one of these videos, we actually read the Wikipedia, and that this case hasn't even been a year yet I've noted like at least 3 different Wikipedia versions. Like they keep, adding more information in there. So it just kind of makes me not believe too much in this whole Wikipedia situation and stuff. You know what I mean? I feel like like they're really promoting some bologna sandwiches. Some bologna sandwiches up in there. I'm just excited, y'all. I feel like God is really doing it like this just to show the power, because like now look how Look how tiny everything is, right? Yet people still want to hear about it. That's how I know that they really trying to pour water on it to douse the fire on this. But the spirit, the beautiful spirit of Shanquilla Robinson that, was sacrificed for all of us to be able to see this big change in our lifetime, it's not going to be in vain. It's not going to be in vain. It's not going to be in vain. So, yeah, I agree with you, Tina. JP6 says Shanquilla will get justice one way or another. And that's the other reason why I'm saying that, this here, if they don't do anything about this, this is a horrible situation, because it's just encourages this wickedness to continue on, because you can see that there is no, price to pay for, being wicked. What's up, Tansis? Tansis says justice for Shanquilla. Yes, and lots of love, lots of hearts there. Yeah. And from what I can tell, a lot of times, like, I'll just hear that voice trying to say, man, people about ready to move on. Nobody is thinking about this. And, folks is moving on. Like, this is all, it's in the past, right? And then I remember when we first started talking that there would be a few people that would come into the chat and leave a message saying, this is going to be just like the Tanika Jenkins case. Oh, there's not going to, not in a mean way, but in a kind of like, well, these kind of things happen all the time, and there's never been any justice, so there's not going to be any here either. So I just really still feel like this is an opportunity for all of us really to, come together. And like I said before in the past, under the umbrella for justice for Shanquilla, we'll be able to leverage that and go back and recover and retrieve justice for folks in the past. And then along this journey, we've seen how it's not just the women who are victims, that there are also men victims too, and how it seems like the law is on the side of the wicked people, and good people are the ones that's being, detained unnecessarily. We saw, I think, can't think of the guy's name, but the one ex-football player where the the girlfriend or ex-girlfriend or the lady he was fooling around with, got jealous and upset and sent the people to shoot the house up, and end up, the dude had his own strap and, put in, protect his family, was in jail being detained, for 2 years while this case took place, when it was obvious that here this woman was really, the issue was really the, problem and stuff. So to me, it just shows how it's just like with this whole Shanquilla thing, when we see who the guilty people are, and, it's right there. However, nothing's happening there. And the law is turning a blind eye to, wickedness, right? But I guess, that's part of the scriptures and stuff too, where it's supposed to happen, having these things happen. Anyway, so let's just see. One thing I want to say is that, along this journey too, we were reading Iyanla Vanzant, Acts of Faith, and recently I've heard some, YouTubers speaking some things about Iyanla, and I heard it, and I didn't want to address it because I was like, yeah, I've been saying so many good things about her, and promoting this book, and a lot of people actually ordered the book and all this stuff. Book is copywritten back in 1995. Back in the 90s, Iyanla wrote a lot of books, self-help books, really good books and stuff like that. However, there's some stuff happening that's recent now that is showing that Iyanla is a human being. So what I say when people, ask about things like that, what people are doing or people point the finger, according to the scriptures, judge not so that ye shall not be judged. And also the scripture clearly states that he who is without sin shall cast the first stone. So all I'm saying is that, that still does not negate the fact that this is a very powerful book, some very good words, and we should send up prayers for Iyanla to get reconnected with her higher self, which clearly she's done before in the past, right? And this to me shows that, all have sinned and have come short, right? We're not perfect. No one is. No one is. And when you're sitting here judging people for some, doing something that's not right or something like that, it's coming back to you. Nobody's perfect. Nobody, right? That's why we ain't supposed to be judging, right? And that's why he who is without sin cast first stone. So nobody is perfect. So all that good stuff. Anyway, all that to say is that I'm going to continue to read and promote the Acts of Faith written by Iyanla Vanzant, regardless of what Iyanla has done, is doing, or any of those things. These are good words here. And like I said, Iyanla is human. And my thing is this: we should be supporting her growth because somebody's got to be the prodigal child. Somebody's got to be the prodigal child. And I'm grateful that I'm a prodigal child, right? Everybody, right? And that's why we thank God for grace, right? Because that's what's going to get it for all of us. Nobody's getting a ticket on their good behavior, right? Right? And anyway, so let's see here. Today is June 17th. June 17th. Dang. Hey y'all looking so beautiful over there. I love y'all. And we need to be coming together to love so we can heal the earth by healing ourselves first. Like I said, when you get on the plane, they always tell you put your oxygen mask on first before you try to help the person next to you. And that's because if you are bobbling around over here trying to help somebody else, and that's like, you trying to tell somebody else how to live their life and what to do and all this good stuff, that's you trying to help them put on their oxygen. You be putting yours on first so you could help them out, because without it, you're going to pass out, and they was counting on you to help them. You couldn't do it because you was too busy being the busybody trying to help somebody else out. Do you first, right? You got to be the most important person to you has got to be you. All right. So today is June 17th, and our Acts of Faith daily meditation for people of color. We know it's a good meditation book for all people, right? Because those are other distractions too. Anyway, we'll get into that another thing. June 17th, it says, do not follow the path. Go where there is no path to begin the trail. And that's an Ashanti proverb. That's very interesting. I like that. All right, I'm going to say it one more time. Let me say it one more again. It says, do not follow the path. Go where there is no path to begin the trail. That's an Ashanti proverb. And Iyanla says, it takes courage, strength, and conviction to go against the grain. Wow. But if someone hadn't done it, we wouldn't have wheat bread, chocolate chip ice cream, or radios in our cars. It is often difficult to get other people to follow your train of thought. Stop trying. It's your train. You are the engineer and the conductor. We usually want and need help, support, and comfort when we are doing something new. If we do not get it, so what? Does it mean we should stop what we're doing? Absolutely not. The path to success is paved with road signs, warning symbols, and obstructions. But when you start a new trail equipped with courage, strength, and conviction, the only thing that can stop you is you. I am a trailblazer. Yes. All right. So that is good there. And two, I'm excited to be a trailblazer. I'm excited to be a trailblazer. That's right. We blazing these trails up in here. JP6 says, I'm still angry about Travis Root Randolph case. Yeah, I feel you on that. I wonder what else is going on too. And these are more clues. Like, look at how the wicked people is getting away with stuff. Right? Right? Yeah, she ain't no different from the basketball. I mean, people do this kind of stuff all the time. Is what I'm saying, y'all. Is the spirit is not just on the men to do the evil things to women. There's women out there like that too. That's why you got to be aware of that. You can't just be like, oh, it's all men are bad, all women are good, right? It's not that way. And two, to talk to the men out there that think that all women are bad and all men are good, it's not, right? It's this wicked spirit can dwell in any gender, X, Y, or XX, right? Wicked. JP6 says the wrong person was arrested and on trial. I agree with you. I do agree with you. All right, so we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back and we're gonna go back and we're gonna see from the very beginning, and pick out some clues here, y'all. Let me see what y'all talking about. JP says a black man is always guilty until proven innocent. Hey, Holly Favor. Holly Favor says hello to everyone. All right. Good to see you too, Holly Favor. Says hello, RN. All right. Y'all, what's going on? Hey, what's up, Betty? Betty is doing some greetings up in here too. And everyone in the chat, how are you all doing today? Yes, I'm doing good today, y'all. I'm doing really good. I'm doing real good. I'll probably tell y'all about it a little bit later. Hey, Jamie, she says, hey, beautiful, good to see you. Yes, I'm happy to see all y'all good people and stuff too. So we're going to go back to the beginning and keep on encouraging people not to forget this, right? Not to forget this, not to forget Shanquella Robinson, what happened, and on the video and all that good stuff, right? So, all right, so we're going to go back to, I want to play, not the long 9-hour one, but like the ones right after that, and listen to what was being said. Okay, I'm trying to find one. Let's see here. Let's go a good one here. All right, so we're gonna check some dates here, and let me see here what's happening on this one. One of these, yeah, I think I'm gonna go for this one here. This here, yeah, this was gonna be a very interesting one here. So we're gonna be able to talk, and let's see here. Start about right here. All right, so let's see here with the sharing of the screen. We're going back to the beginning before the folks knew what lies that need to be told. All right, and as long as we continue to stick to the facts and all that good stuff, we should be fine. This thing, I'm already talking. Anybody, with any science or medical experience, would know that that's fake, that after a spinal cord injury, you're not able to breathe, and it's impossible for you to have been around for 3 hours after sustaining the injury that the autopsy report. All right. So this here is dated November the 26th. Oh, so I must have started the thing before then. All right. So November 26th, and let's see here. November 26th, and the thing says, RN says Shanquilla Robinson police reports are lies. So back November 26th, we was already knowing that these were lies right there. Right there, y'all. We was already knowing. Or stated. So these were ways that we were ruling out the false lies that they were speaking about on the Shanquilla Robinson case. That they came up with. The story was afterwards, after the police, not after the autopsy report came through. It's when all these new lies came out to try to paint the picture for this new story that they were going to be talking about, telling of how this all went down. So I'm going to take another moment to shout out some names of some of my new subscribers, because I was really touched in that everyone is feeling this empathy for Miss Shanquilla. Okay, and there's some new comments too here. But a special shout out to M Mac, and I want to read the comment here. It says, "Awesome live. Became a subscriber yesterday. Loved your insight, patience, empathy, and yes, you're fine." Thank you very much, M Mac.
Okay, look here. So, okay, I'm gonna be scooted up to some of these things here. Now, it's some of these messages is pretty deep too, because when things changed, people started changing what they were saying in these comments and stuff according to some of the stuff that's being revealed. So that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of stuff back here in this past here.
And you're 100%.
I don't even know. I'm gonna move it up some. So
some weirdo or wacko, saying that all this stuff. And then for the most part, most people who saw the video, they still felt like they saw when the thing happened. So again, we can listen to that. I just wanted to take that time to say that because it really touched my heart. And I've, been super emotional about this for the last few days because it's, I feel like I'm being heard. A lot of times, like I said before, women, we rarely are heard. We get overlooked and no one's really listening out for us and stuff like that. So I'm just proud to be an older woman here and able to impart some knowledge and help the people out. So without further ado, we're going to start off with, I should probably try. I'm going to just read the new thing here. And also, too, there was some updates. So I'm going to just start off with that. It's going to take a peek at the front page and see here. Absolutely listening. Salute. Thank you, M Mac. All right. I appreciate that.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to take a moment to shout out happy birthday to Betty Yellock, because I've been seeing your name here for months on there. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Betty. Happy birthday to you. And we got Karanya. Everybody saying happy birthday. Look at that. All these birthday wishes and many more. Okay, here we go.
Listen, so just to see like the random stuff that's going on, she is still front page news. Front page is a term back from the olden days when we had newspapers and stuff, right? I wonder, do they still make newspapers? Probably not. All right, so let me go over here to this here. What is this? No, that's me. Get out of this.
They went from front page news. Front page news. To nothing.
And we're just gonna, take a random look and see what is happening here. Oh, okay. So yeah, this is gonna be a pretty well, I don't know. What time is it? Yeah, okay. So other people were talking about, they're clearing up these lies, and there's still this going back and forth talk about the trans possibility of these trans and all that stuff, which is kind of a
okay. So I'll see how the T people been part of this whole thing since the beginning, right? Yeah, since the beginning.
Rabbit hole subject that we really don't want to go down. So,
and y'all can see I didn't even never want to do
short
it.
Little video we'll share. This is from Good Morning America. We'll see what they got to say. Get this queued up. Wait, pause. And yeah, y'all let me know. I'm gonna go through it with y'all. So here, present, share the screen. Okay, people, let's see what they saying here. Keep it. I haven't seen this. I just picked this up. It's just random. It's only like 2 minutes and some change.
At a luxury resort, they're looking to extradite the suspect.
Oh, that's right. It's gonna be a low. Can y'all hear that? Put a one in low. We skip on through there. This was back in my earlier days when I wasn't as gifted as I am today, doing these here lives and stuff. Of course, working and all that stuff. And then I'm gonna read that for you in a second. But I also want to read the thing on there too. This was the news. Ooh, look at there. All right, so I'm gonna just do commentary while this thing is playing, because yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. Here we go. Okay, people, let's see what they saying here. Keep it. So this here is saying that Mexico seeks to extradite U.S. woman. Prosecutors file charges in death of fellow American tourists. So this first sentence, Mexico seeks to extradite. All right, so is this Mexico's prosecutors, right? Because during this time is when we were told that U.S. prosecutors actually picked up the case. So let's see here. I haven't seen this. I just picked this up. It's just random. It's only like 2 minutes and some change. At a luxury resort, they're looking to extradite the suspect. So they're just saying they're looking to extradite. Can y'all hear that? Put a one in the chat. Don't put a one in the chat.
Agencies reach joins us with more as that woman still hasn't been named. Serene, good morning.
And they never named.
Hey, good morning, Janae. 25-year-old went down to Mexico with some friends to celebrate someone's birthday.
All right, so you see, they're gonna talk about the fake doctor's report in a second. I'm gonna scoot up some. Like how that works. Should they have taken their passports when they returned back? Like how were they able, to get out of the country? Like this is starting to get a little bit weird. You see, Juanita Newby. Wow. Even at that time, it was sounding weird because now when we fast forward, knowing what we know today, that the FBI had already seen the video and stuff prior to us seeing it. So this here, to me, is the reason why I don't believe the story about Mexico, all this prosecution stuff that they were saying, because in the beginning, they were saying that they ruled out any type of foul play. So then who were the new people that decided they were going to be prosecuted and seeking extradition? Like, where'd that come from when the original story was, hey, ain't nothing to see over here, right? This is how we know they was toying with us, y'all. Yes, because you can see she kneed her in the back and kicked her in the face. Yes, I saw that too. And that was already after she was plopped down, paralyzed on the floor. So them yelling at her to get up, to me, it was like they realized, because when you see that, like I was saying before, when you see somebody pass away, expire, it's not a, it's a feeling, like it's scary, right? So when you know that you're responsible for it, you may like try to insist that the person. Betty says, step up, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Yeah, you talking to the wrong people. They part of the sit down crew on this. Part of the shutting us down crew. Joe Biden does not care about black people. That's JP6 said. Yeah, I agree with you. Tansy says at Betty, Betty Biden has to wake up first, and Kamala has to get up. Y'all telling the truth over here. Y'all telling the truth. And like, hey, get up. Like, you want to try to make it seem like, they can get up. And you don't want to take responsibility that you are the cause for them not being able to get up. And that shows to me how. We're going to move here because there's an article. Because, they're trying to hide somewhere, trying to find a big rock to hide under. Let's see. Just JTV says, yes, all of them were suspended and revoked. Okay. That's good then. That's good. Let's see here. LOL. Okay, yeah. We were. I guess we were all. I know I was. I was thinking that they were talking about here left the country. Thank you so much for clearing that up. Wow, that was extremely interesting there. So I do have a, a news report
All
that's
right.
reading off this little fake
Pay attention to this one.
police report. It just gets interesting here. So let's go ahead. We're gonna take a read on that and see what's going on here.
Yeah.
Pick out some more lies. All right. So
okay, so let's see who this even is from. News One. Who is that? News One. News One says police report reveals Shanquilla Robinson spent 3 hours with a doctor before she died. And this article is dated November the 22nd. Anybody heard of this News One? Just looking back on a lot of this stuff, like I said, I was new to this whole thing, so who knows? Maybe this is not even a reputable source. Let's see what they're saying. But anyway, they already talking about the police report, so we can already know that is.
We have here, police report reveals Shanquilla Robinson spent 3 hours with a doctor before she passed, before she expired.
And again, remember how I was explaining to you that a doctor, when has anybody ever known a physician to spend 3 hours with a patient? Physicians are not likely to spend more than, 8 to 12 minutes with the patient because they're seeing multiple people. And that's not how they operate by rendering care. They make the diagnosis and the orders, and then nurses follow out with the care. Doctors aren't spending 3 hours with the patient, not alone. No way. There's no way. There's no way. That's how you can tell these are lies, right? And the big clues, police report, right?
All right. So even in this little part right here, police report, right? Police report. There's your clue right there, right? So this here is a distraction because
now y'all can see I'm sounding exactly the same today as I was sounding 6 months ago, right? Because I'm saying the same thing, because stick to math and science, right? When you stick to the facts and the truth, then the truth doesn't change. The truth is always the same, right? So I'm just laughing because I'm saying this today, how I'm feeling, and then when I press the play, I just say the same thing, right?
Because the medical autopsy report says something different. So they put here police report. Why would we believe the police? What their report says, that has nothing. When has the police report have anything to do with the time and cause of expiration? Right? That's fake right there. So we don't even have to. We going to, but we don't even have to read any further. Right here, police report reveals the doctor spent 3 hours. Right? So most of us have been to the doctor, right? When have you ever known a doctor to spend 3 hours working with you, spending 3 hours with you, right? When has anybody ever experienced that? That'll be a no, because doctors don't do that. And then the other thing too is that
you're welcome.
As a medical professional, there's never a time that you want to be the only one when somebody is not doing well, when someone's crashing. You want to call and get as many people as possible. So I know that that's fake, because the doctor would have went on and called 911 or, whatever medical emergency services that they have there, and not be, because nobody wants the person to go on them, right? You don't want that. You want them to go someplace else, like in the hospital.
And not only that, y'all, think about it. The average person, even if you like a workoutaholic, you
most people aren't spending 3 hours in the gym. Even if you like going in there, you hitting it hard, 3 hours, right? And CPR is something that once you start, you can't stop. So you mean to tell me that for 3 hours consistently, you were rendering CPR, and at no time did anyone think to call for backup, right? So if that's true, that means that they were negligent. If this is a true statement, that means that the medical professional who spent 3 hours working with the patient outside of the hospital setting was being negligent, was not practicing properly, right? Because unless they were stranded with no way to use a cell phone, why are you rendering care in the field for 3 hours? Right? So boom, that's lie right there. The other thing is, how did they have 3 hours worth of supplies? Right? They weren't medical, emergency medical response. So where did you get where did you get the 14 rounds of CPR drugs? Huh? Where'd you get it? Where? Right? And two, to have 3 hours worth, right? 3 hours worth. Right? Those, like you don't pass in surgery. They won't. They'll pump you up, and do CPR to get you to the ICU, and then so you can go there, because we call it the pump and dump. You just load them up with bicarb. Keep pushing a lot of bicarb. Push that bicarb in the vein and the epinephrine, and you do the thing. And then you get them to the ICU, and then let them go there, because it just don't look, especially you don't die in surgery. So I guess for like liabilities and certain, things like that, nobody goes in surgery. I worked in surgery and had one person, that, expired, but they didn't even make it to the table. The person had got shot like 11 times, and, they didn't even make it to the table. We got them there, and before we could even transfer them to the table, they were gone. And that was the only time. Other than that, we gonna patch you up and get you to the ICU so you can go there, because nobody want to fill out all of that paperwork. So why would a doctor risk their license rendering care to a person who needed to be moved immediately to emergency, because they weren't even responding? So that shows me there that that's more lie, right? With a doctor before she passed away. Okay, so we'll scroll on. And y'all think about how long 3 hours is. That's a long time. Most surgeries aren't even 3 hours. I'm just saying, listen to how ridiculous it sounds that they worked on Shanquilla for 3 hours, right? Open heart surgery, if it's no complications, don't take that long. It don't. All right, y'all with me? Down here and see more of the story. But let me see. I'm gonna get these little comments before I get too far behind. Juanita says, but remember, until the Fed for it, So that now all of a sudden they sound like a third grader with the writings. It just didn't sound like I'm gonna move back some here, see what this comment was. This might be something. Net for 3 hours and you did nothing. Oh, see? You can't even explain that. So I know that that's fake. Super fake. Yeah. All right. So let's get back here to this here document and see. Let me see here. MX said, yes, it was me. I went to the ER twice. Okay, so they didn't see it the first time, or they tried to give you a little pain medicine, send you home. Because when that happens, you just gotta, that has to be done. Gotta get it out of there. Juanita says, you heard what the lead attorney says. The police make 300 a month and the doctors make about 2,000 a month. Wow. Yeah. But again, okay, so I get that. So say the doctors are looking for money. I believe that they would have at least documented it sounding like a doctor. Just because they're not making that much money, they still had to go to medical school.
Yeah.
They still had to get.
Well, what I mean by this is that just because they're not making that much money, now all of a sudden they're still not going to be idiots. They still had to obtain the knowledge to become doctors. So a doctor would never write that they were doing some work for 3 hours because it's not realistic. That's what I'm saying. Just because they don't make money there, yes, that may put them at a high potential to take a bribe, but if they've documented, there's no way that they're going to write something as ridiculous as 14 rounds of CPR. That doesn't even make sense. Like they would write it like a doctor would speak. They would have called it right away. There's no, even in the hospital with a whole team, no one's doing no CPR consistently for no 3 hours. That's never happened. Never happened. Never happened.
Get the education and stuff for it, So that now all of a sudden they sound like a third grader with the writings, it just didn't sound like, what a doctor would say. It sounds more like what the police would say they think the doctors and people would say, right? But not someone who's had all this education. I don't think that, Now, I'm not saying that they wouldn't take bribes or something like that, but I would expect that their cover-up story would sound better. Like I would imagine that they would say that the person was deceased on arrival.
Betty Yellick says they said the prosecutors in USA dropped the ball. The prosecutors in USA never even had the ball. They never even had the ball. I feel you.
Like, not try to make up this fake story about, I was there working on them for 3 hours because, when the person expires, after, when they expire, we try to go in there, get them fixed up before the family get in there. One technique we try to do is maybe put like a towel to tie so they're, the mouth doesn't be open. This painful. You don't want to see your loved one, with the mouth open. So we put a towel to kind of,
we do,
because at one point you're going to freeze up and you don't want the mouth to be stuck and you had to break the jaw to, close it up. So if they had just been there, all that time, all that stuff would have been set in. Like it's just fake, y'all. It don't happen like what they're saying. There's no way that they spent 3 hours there. And see, Juanita says they didn't sign the death certificate or document the time of death as AM or PM. Let me see if I can find the death certificate.
Oh, okay. Let's see if I found it.
I think the death certificate,
would that be interesting? Let's see. While I'm looking, see. PM Channel says Kamala Harris is not.
Yeah. Let me see.
Is not speaking out on Shanquilla because it does not fit her agenda of race, education, gun control, or corrupt police. For her not to say anything about Shanquilla says a lot about her. Yeah, especially when they were talking so much greatness about, the transgenders when the one had shot up the school and killed 6 people, supporting them, talking about, they fight back and all this stuff, encouraging this kind of behavior. Yes. Let's see what I'm talking about here.
What this one's saying. So maybe that police report. So, we want to make sure that we're distinguishing between the police report and the actual autopsy report. Let's see. Please have it somewhere I can pull up and read.
Hey, Sharon, what's up? My member.
All right, so let me see here. MMAX says, incredible as it may sound, the first time they removed my gallbladder, somehow I had 3 stones stuck again 2 years later. Wow. So do you think that they just removed
Okay.
stuck? Wow. Oh, that's really sad. For joining me here. So okay. Oh, we didn't finish this here story on this investigation, and this here is Good Morning America, and it was 9 hours ago, so it's pretty recent. And we're just going to finish up the last little bit of it.
That was the
See if
20th,
there's not that.
26th
Some more news
November.
on what's going on. Present, share, and then we'll finish this up. It's only about another minute or so of it.
Case, but that can be problematic for prosecutors. Janae?
So many unanswered questions, Maureen. Thank you. Well, hey there, GMA fans.
Oh, that's it.
Here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel.
Okay, sorry, y'all. I thought it was the Six Monsters Walk. Yeah, I agree. Like for and they throw us these little bitty crumbs saying, "Oh, we've issued an arrest warrant, right, for a suspect," and these people have been walking around for more, for a month, like nothing's happened. So I don't know. We were talking about.
So they was trying back then really to like kind of pacifiers with this stuff, but because of the internet and the social media and everybody was like on it, they had to come up with more lies and stuff. So this is a glitch here, y'all. This is really a glitch.
This yesterday, as far as like maybe somebody's would have been afraid to speak up since they kind of got away with it. So,
that's what I was thinking.
If you were there and saw it, would you have been brave enough to report it? Because obviously the authorities out here aren't doing anything about it or can't do anything about it.
So that was back then that they weren't doing anything about it, right? Our authorities, when they could have,
but and then you saw that they got away with it. You saw that they actually paid these the police, and it's working. I don't know. I might be mum's the word here. B. Marie says, I feel because they have just visual evidence of Dejanay and the rest was bystanders. Oh, let's go. So wasn't there like a video of the what was the other girl's name? Lady's name? Winter body slamming her.
Wow, this is another video. Now watch this. See here on November the 26th, when the video was out there. Okay, here somebody just asked a random question, and look at me. I this is November 26th. I don't know that they gonna make this say that this ain't true. Listen, let me see what I'm saying.
Because I know when this story first kind of came out, there were more videos, and then like they have been kind of diluted, like where they not showing all of them, and then they try to cut it. They only show like a steel frame of it, so you don't see the actual physical part of it. Let's see here. Sheila K. Hey, Sheila K. Maybe because the investigation continues.
See, that's what I'm saying. When we go back and watch these older videos and stuff like that, now you see, and that's what they trying to get us now to stop playing the videos now, because people done forgot about it, right? They done forgot about it. So here go another video that shows that's proof that at one point they were showing other videos with Winter doing some work up in there too.
Okay, I got you. So they start off with one, and they don't have enough to get the other ones yet. Yeah, we have to, I guess, be patient too sometimes, and wait for this legal system and stuff like that. And in this one here is a little bit different because it's in another country, like, and I don't know, poor people. M. Max says, as long as they can ensure that no one can leave the country, yeah, I believe that the person who recorded the fight should be questioned first.
Okay, so why do you think that? Because they have the least amount to lose? Yeah. B. Marie says, no one saw this so-called video yet. What so-called video? Of the other girl body slamming her?
Yeah. Wow.
B. Marie says, unless the FBI holding it until investigation is complete. Probably so too. You know, a lot of times they have to have so much on there to make the charges stick. So maybe they're just, taking the time to make sure that they, get all of the evidence that they need to make those charges stick.
Let's see here. Highly Favored says, I was reviewing ABC News back in November 2022. Reporter said Shanquilla died 15 minutes after officials' arrival. I think I remember hearing something like that too, Highly Favored.
And it's hard to be waiting, for something to happen. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully that we start getting some justice soon. But we know too here in this country how long it takes to get justice and stuff. It'd be a year later before things happen. So this is still new, it's still early. So let's get back over here and see what else they're talking about. It says previous story, the deaths.
All right, so this says MSN. This is from MSN. How did Shanquella Robinson die? Death certificate versus police report breakdown. Let's see what's said.
Certificate from Shanquella Robinson and internal police records from Cabo authorities significantly differ or conflict in several key ways.
Wow.
Robinson, 25, was a Charlotte native who traveled to a resort villa in the San Jose del Cabo, Mexico, with 6 of her friends on October 28th. She expired a day later. What law enforcement officials call a femicide investigation is underway, and the FBI has opened a parallel investigation. The State Attorney's General Office of Baja California announced its investigating Robinson's death as a femicide. Femicide is the M word of a woman.
Wait. So the police was saying something different, and then their officials was actually saying something different. Said that the officials announced their, is that our officials? Because if the police there had said something,
records from Cabo authorities significantly differ or conflict in several key ways. Robinson, 25, was a Charlotte native who traveled to a resort villa in the San Jose del Cabo, Mexico, with 6 of her friends on October 28th. She expired a day later. What law enforcement officials call a femicide investigation is underway, and the FBI has opened a parallel investigation.
Oh, okay. So the FBI opened a parallel investigation. So all that talk that they were saying like maybe a month or so ago, about the FBI could be working on this here case, according to this, back in November, they had already supposedly opened up the case.
The State Attorney's General Office of Baja California announced its investigating Robinson's death as a femicide. Femicide is the M word of a woman at the hands of a man.
Ooh. Wow. Okay. So here I had already read the definition from this here article, And I just remembered, I'm not sure when later I was, having to um, pull up the definition, but here it was, they already knew about it, right? They said a man.
Or account of her gender.
Wow.
On account of her gender.
Wow.
It is broadly classified as a hate crime. Wow. Uncertainty and questions compounded by the complexity of Robinson's demise in a country far from her home, have been at the center of the mystery and outcry for weeks. Outcry for weeks. Wow. So this here is really interesting there that, they put this definition of the femicide as of a woman at the hands of a man, right? And then there's been all these little rumors and talk about, possible, I don't know. MX says the record is the only one that can negotiate testimony for no or little time. The recorder is the only one that can negotiate testimony for no one or little time. Okay. Truth seeks me. We have tech to search.
I guess that's supposed to be the technology.
Videos
we have
and
technology to search. Search phones remotely. Which in the beginning they were saying that they was going to pull these IP addresses and all that stuff. Why hasn't any of that stuff happened? That didn't take place.
Our government has text that is beyond invasive. It's not about evidence. How long did our government know about Jeffrey Epstein? I agree. Truth seeks me. Would you mind not to write out in the all
don't listen to me.
the fakeness of this here report that they're woman at the hands of a man, right? And they rush off into it. Thank you for your comment, Lavonda. I want to bring this one back up because this is real significant too. Because, yeah, I like what you're saying here. How long did our government know about Jeffrey Epstein? Yeah.
They know about this video.
And I think that's why they're trying to sell this other story too, because it's better if we could believe that instead of knowing that the government over there has been corrupt all this time, and that there's probably countless bodies that's been dropped off over there, and nobody has been held accountable for their demise because of all of the undercover crooked stuff that they doing over there, and people getting away with it. Let's see here. B. Marie says 5,000 in US dollars is 96,000 in Mexican currency pesos. I think doctors got paid off. What do you think? They really don't make a lot of money, I heard. Yeah, someone was saying earlier, that they don't make a lot of money. The reason why I don't think that it was a doctor who wrote the report is because of how undoctorly it sounded. Like it didn't even sound like a nurse wrote it. The language, like there's some medical terminology, medical language, stuff like that. It's Latin. There's terminology that you have to learn to work in this industry. So none of the stuff in the documentation sounded medical. It sounded like a layperson had wrote it, and that's why it probably was so effective in causing regular people, to say, "Oh, well, look, you see this here," because it sounds like a TV script or something. It's not. It didn't sound real. So most medical professionals, when they heard that, immediately thought, knew it was a bologna sandwich. So.
You see here, Denethia Jones says Shanquilla expires shortly between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. Well, there's actually a video where we've mapped out the time to it was more like 7:30 to 8. Denethia, they recorded it, or they documented by the time that the sun rows and we mapped it out and all that good stuff. So yeah, no, those numbers there, we're going to disagree with that. Yeah, we had ruled that this time out already before. In the prior video, Sleuthy Lucy actually was one of the videos that we used to verify the time that was more around between 7:30 and 8:30 a.m. Let's see here. PM channel says at JP6, you are so right, unless it benefits her. Y'all talking about that Kamala chick up there? All right. What's up, Sharon? All right, we got some more roses and stuff being delivered to our chat. And I'm just excited about that. See, some more loves and greetings and all that good stuff. Betty says Kamala Harris was at Brittany Grimes' game. She gave her a big hug a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. I told y'all, right? That's why once it was revealed, the community who was on the